Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
Welcome to Cowboy Boys, episode
168.
168.
Probably.
I'm Shayne Smith, and this is
MacArthur.
There he is.
Yeah, I never do our names.
I know, I'm doing it because I'm a professional. I let you do it because you seem so adamant about it, but if you'd let me do it once in a while, I could do it.
I'll let you do anything.
I bet you would, you fucking gay guy.
Do you want to edit?
You would love to kiss me, dude. You fucking wish I'd kiss you more. But I only kiss pretty boys.
Welcome to the real intro.
No, my intro was real.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I noticed you're wearing the sling again for anyone watching on youtube.com.
Yeah.
www.youtube.net.org.com.
So I wore the sling after the doctor was like, hey, wear the sling for 1 to 2 weeks, but don't overdo it because you don't want frozen shoulder.
What's frozen shoulder?
It's when your shoulder freezes. And
Is that good or bad?
No, it's bad. It means you can't you literally can no longer move it past here.
What is it, just like calcium hardens or?
Your shit tightens up or whatever. I don't know. So then I went to
I sometimes get that with my penis.
Nice.
I'm like,
Can't get it.
Please, not right now.
Half of it gets hard and the other half is just soft.
No, just like, not right now. It's locked in.
Oh, dude, that's the worst, man. Dude, the other day I got randomly...
grandma's funeral.
Dude, the other day I got randomly hard. You know, you're sitting and you're like, well, I'll just let this go away. I'm going to not focus. I'll tuck it up. I'll just fucking forget about it.
Yeah, usually.
I had to get up and walk around and do a few things. And it was persisting through quite a bit of walking. And I was like, yo, man, what the fuck, bro?
You know what that means? It means someone's jacking off about you.
Yeah.
That's my new old wives' tale.
When you get randomly hard, someone's jacking off about you? Hell yeah, that's cool as fuck.
But you're injured, but not as injured.
So I'm better. I'm feeling better. Anyway, I went to an orthopedic doctor. They looked at some x-rays and shit, and they're like, hey, we actually think that you could... she's like, you could have surgery, and it would fix you and be better, but you don't have the thing that's really fucking wrong with you. So if you want to try and strengthen your arm without surgery, you should try that first, because it could work.
All right.
So it's a chance. It's a less chance than surgery would work, but it is a chance. And obviously, I want to surf, so I'm just going to take that chance.
So I think you're going to do instead of jacking off with your right hand, surfing, rock climbing, and who knows, a myriad of other activities, you're going to just surf.
Yes.
And keep it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah. Because surfing doesn't fuck my arm. I mean, paddling makes my arm tired.
But it's not, you're not yanking on it.
The only thing in surfing that really fucks me up is the push-up part. That's how my arm got dislocated. But as long as I take care of myself, I should be good to go. So yes, I will not be climbing for 6 months, the foreseeable future.
What a year.
But I'll be skating and surfing.
All right.
Because skating also is all I'm doing is this. I'm not pushing on any, so we're good to go. So my two favorite things...
Jacking off and surfing.
Jacking off and surfing are golden.
You just got to do it with your left hand. What happens if you hurt your left shoulder?
I'm fucked, dude. I'm so fucked. Anyway, the orthopedic doctor was she's like, why aren't you in a sling right now? And I was like,
you got a lady doctor.
Yeah. I got two lady doctors in a row.
Oh, it was the first lady doctor?
Yeah.
I was about to praise lady doctors, but I guess the first one was an ER doctor, and she was like, you don't got a bullet shot? Get the fuck out of here.
Literally, that's what it was.
You're not currently bleeding out? I don't want to hear about you right now.
The first doctor, because my arm went back into joint itself, she didn't get to do it. And then she goes, oh, I wanted to put it back. And I
she
was
wanted to get her hands on you.
Yeah, she did.
Did you let the second doctor touch you?
Can I be honest? Both doctors were hot.
Did the second doctor touch you?
Yes.
Ooh.
She touched me a bunch actually, and I felt.
She's like, pull your pants down. And you're like, why? I'm like, it's just part of the shoulder thing. You're like, I got to see how your balls react when I rotate your shoulder around. You're like, all right. That's the one where the doctor grabs your balls and he's like, cough. You're like, all right, I guess this is a thing.
Yeah, you really are putting a lot of trust in them. Oh my God. When you join the army, you have to bend over and spread your ass cheeks. The doctor looks directly into your ass. And I want to be like, what are you looking for in there?
He just wants to see how good you have
what are you seeing that I don't know about,
if he sees that you're trimmed, you're like, all right, this guy probably, he cares. He's put a little effort, maybe an officer role.
Yeah.
But if you're all just hairy and messed up down there,
he's like,
dude,
no,
basic infantry. Put him on the front lines.
That would explain why that happened to me.
Not me. If I got checked out right now, dude, they'd be like, 3-star general straight to the top.
Yeah, you run and just fucking.
It's a little stubbly, but
oh, dude, that's good though. You gotta have a little. So I fucking anyway. That she was like non-surgery, but we need to tighten that arm. She literally said, "Put your arm in a sling, stupid." I was like, all right.
Dude, you want a mean lady doctor?
You do. She was nice, but she was tough but fair.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, she was very cool. And then so I was like, all right, I'll wear it till next Friday. And she goes, good. Get physical therapy. I said, I will. And then she said, also, there's a chance I'll call you next week and ruin your life.
I bet.
She's like, it's a 1% chance I get one more piece of information from the doctor that I haven't gotten, and I'll call you and I will really bum you out. Yeah. But she's like, I don't think that's
the doctor happen. Is her husband, and the divorce papers are coming, and she's like, FaceTime. You're like, so when are you gonna let me see your shoulder again?
Damn.
Well, and then you've returned from your grandpa. The podcast is a day late for anyone listening.
Yeah, I'm a day late.
Listening immediately as this is released because you were indisposed. You were at your grandpa's 100th birthday.
I was at my grandpa's 100th birthday. My brother's strongman competition.
Pretty busy. Both guys still killing it?
Both guys doing great.
Good to hear.
Grandpa's doing good. He's so old, it's crazy. Doesn't seem to be bothered by being 100.
That's scary.
It's so wild, dude.
Are you like, he's gonna live to 120?
I don't know, man.
He's not even like, he's just sitting at home.
Yeah.
He's not like in a hospital situation or like an old folks home. He's just hanging out with your mom, right?
Yeah. He walks around. He watches TV. Here's the thing. He watches a lot of TV and it poisons his mind. I'll say that much.
All right.
So, but yeah.
But he's not. He's 100.
Yeah,
What
he
trouble?
Can say, and he it's like whatever at this point.
He's not gonna show up to the White House.
yeah.
Except he might. Did you see that old? I love that picture of the old lady with the little flag at the January 6th.
Oh,
she looks so stoked to be there.
Yeah.
She's like 50.
She's like 7. Yeah.
Oh, I love her. She's so cute.
She looks like a blown out 50 though.
Yeah.
Because there are some 50-year-olds here in New York where you're like, I'll date you right now.
Dude, there was like a 60, 70-year-old woman who I was like, oh, she's got $1 million and she's hot and I will do anything for her.
Yeah. It is crazy now that I'm older. I meet people who are my age all the time and I'm like, what? You're my age? What the fuck, dude? Why do you look like that? And it's like, oh yeah, they don't take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm. I don't even take care of myself, but I'm not actively destroying myself either.
Yeah. That's really the thing is, one, you don't have to have no stress. That's impossible. But you should manage your stress in some way. Most people, zero stress management. They're full stress all the time. And they feed into it. It's very bad. Two, it's not that you need to be like a yoga master or something, though it would help to do any activity.
I'm saying
but people are like, yeah, they're smoking.
I'm saying pick
drinking.
one vice.
Dude.
Mine was food. So
which is a bad one.
It's not. It's better than
top 3 worst for sure. It's drugs, alcohol, and food.
It's 3. Except unless food is sugar, then that's number 1 bad one.
Oh yeah, true.
I'd rather.
I think sweets and food are different.
Yeah,
I think we should put those in different categories.
That's fair. That's a subcategory, but
yeah.
A more refined, deadly category.
Mine is it directly kills me. Like mine is healthy until it gets me.
Oh,
because I like to take. I'm a risk taker. You know.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Thank you.
I asked our Patreon members.
Yes. Patreon.com/cowboyboys.
Anyone who's listening free, you don't know what goes on back there.
You don't.
And
you think you do, but you don't.
Yeah, you don't. And I asked all of our Patreon members to ask us questions. This is the free episode. And the first half is going to be free, and the second half we're going to answer more questions. So if you ever asked us a question, if you ever emailed us or DM'd us and you either asked a bad question or we just didn't see it. Sometimes I don't get to the emails until like 2 weeks to 2 months later.
Yeah, it happens.
Because I'm busy
we
playing video games.
It's true. People used to send us a lot of boobs, sex tapes.
They still do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Mac never shows me. I just want you guys to know, if you've ever sent your boobs and you're like, I hope Shayne looks.
I try to show you,
and then
but you're
he
playing video games.
messages me about it, because I'll compliment your boobs.
Yeah.
Or your penis. We've got some really, in fact, we've got zero bad. Every penis we've had is a 10 of 10.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten a range of different types of boobs, all great. Honestly, everything we get sent is really good.
Anyways,
continue. Sorry.
If you've ever tried to contact us and we don't get to it, we're hard to reach, except for when we do Q&As and we go through literally every single question and answer all the questions on our Patreon.
Boom.
Patreon.com/cowboyboys. So we're just going to go down the list, answer as many as we can here, and then finish them up on the Patreon.
Can't fucking wait.
And I guess we'll just start.
Yeah, let's
go.
So
we do this. You ask us any questions and we answer them. I was gonna read that one, but this guy says Patreon only, please. So next question.
Oh wait, Mac, have you ever heard? This is something.
Is this your question?
You're so online. Have you ever heard of an alpha widow?
An alpha widow.
This is an incel term that was brought to my attention by one of my friends in Utah.
I've never heard that term before, but let me try and guess what it is.
Okay, he says, just one clue for you.
Because
women in Utah are disproportionately affected by this.
Oh, I was going to say, because I'm not an incel. I'm a volcel. I'm in cocoon mode right now.
Yeah.
An alpha widow, and it's disproportionately... I've never heard this
It affects
term.
a lot of women in Utah.
So it's church-related? Mormon church?
No,
okay.
No. I don't know what... Actually, maybe that doesn't help. Maybe that actually hurts the thing.
Okay, I was going to say an alpha widow is... And this is an incel term, so it's got to be...
It's an incel theory.
So it has.
And I will explain it to you.
I was going to say it has to be hateful to women, or not in some bitter way.
It is incredibly bitter.
I would say an alpha widow is a woman whose husband is still alive, and she's really hot, but she's married to a guy who she doesn't give a shit about, and he just pays the bills. That's my guess. And the incel is mad that he can't fuck her and she won't fuck him because she's married to some loser, another incel.
Yeah.
Lucky incel who's not an incel. But she's an alpha boss bitch doing her own thing, but she's already married, so he's like, I can't get to her. That's my guess.
I love where your head's at. Incredibly good. You're in the Mac as online as ever. Always has good theories. An alpha widow is the concept. Firstly, what it is, two things. It's a concept and a type of woman or a guy, but mostly it applies to women. So it's the idea that when a woman is really hot and young, she gets to date a really fucking awesome guy, like a Chad, a Giga Chad or whatever. But he's not only just hot, he treats her really well. He has money. He's the guy, because when she's young and really hot, he wants to date her.
Two great hot people meet up and they're like, yeah. Let's hang out.
That guy breaks up with her, and now she is older, and the types of men who want to date her are not 10 of 10s. They're 8s out of 10 or lower, but she thinks she deserves a 10 out of 10. And so it affects the way she treats all the men she dates, and then so she's an alpha widow. So when you are a regular guy and you try and date her, she'll hold you to these crazy expectations that the Giga Chad gave her, because she thinks she deserves a perfect mate.
Because she was perfect.
Because she was perfect in like that shitty incel way that's not real.
Where she was young, she was 20 and perfect. Now she's 30 and perfect.
Huge quotation marks around perfect.
But I'm saying now she's 30 and perfect, so she's less perfect. Where she's literally the same person but older, and so they're like, "Wow, why does she still have these standards?" It's because she used to get a certain level of dick, and now she still can, but she's looking at that age bracket.
Well, the concept is that I don't know that I agree with this, but I see where people are coming from when they say this next part.
Okay.
Because a lot of people get a 10 of 10, but you're never going to get another 10 of 10. That's just not going to happen.
It could happen.
No.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
I will strike
We're
again.
waiting.
I told you I'm in cocoon mode. It takes work.
Okay.
You don't get a 10 of 10 by being with 7, 8s, and 9s. When opportunity comes knocking, I have to be 100% available and ready to strike.
I agree with you. I respect your strategy. I'm a risk taker as well. You know this.
You got a lot of 8s and 9s. I've only seen one person approaching a 10, and I feel like some 10s have flown by that you haven't even seen because you're just with these suboptimal.
Oh my God. I don't want to hear your judgment. I don't judge people based on a scale, all right? Because firstly, the criteria of the scale moves as you age or change as a person.
Yeah.
You could be with a 10 who becomes a 2.
Yes.
So I don't care
Say
about...
their pussy gets blown off in a war.
Yeah, their pussy gets blown off in the war.
That happens.
And then you're like, oh no. So anyway, that's the concept, is that...
Or a hammer drops on your husband's head and he's no longer funny.
A person gets a 10 out of 10, and then they're not going to be able to repeat that. And so now they are treating people badly when they date them, and they have incredibly high standards, and they don't realize that they are lower, and I hate to use the term value. This is an incel thing, by the way, everyone. So I'm saying things that I am aware are shitty. So you're of lower value now, and you think you deserve a 10 because you had one, but not only is it mathematically not likely you're ever going to get another 10, but you are less good, so you're decreasing the odds you're going to get a 10 again, and that is an alpha widow.
So why do these guys care? Just move on to the next woman.
Fucking brother. That's what I said. Someone explained all this to me, and I was like,
okay, so she's
date someone else, bro.
So she's going to die alone.
Yeah, let her die alone.
According to your theory, she will die alone. Not likely. I feel like most women do.
No, mathematically, a lot of women die alone.
Oh, because men die earlier?
Well, no, a lot of women, like, this is real. A lot of people never find like any great love in their life, and they die alone. That's a real mathematical fact. I know that because I spent 5 years
studying math
every single week going to the old person's home. With my old clients.
I feel like old people like to fuck, though.
Old people love to fuck, but a lot of the dudes I talked to would talk about maybe regrets they had with like being in love with women, but a lot of the women I talked to were like, I just never met anyone. And they were just like, yeah, I just kind of did my own thing. I just never met anyone. And I would just be like, fuck, dude. And mathematically, that has to happen.
Yeah,
there are 60% women or whatever and 40% guys or some shit. We're all dying. Also, we're awful. Also, we live in a capitalist society where people judge you by your income.
Whoa. Don't blame socioeconomic factors on dating.
Yeah. Socioeconomic factors don't factor into dating at all.
I don't. Look, I think you can overcome any tax bracket by just being funny. That is a hack.
I agree with as a guy.
There is a caste system in the dating.
It's
there
true.
are guys rape people, and it's just what it is. You're like, oh, because you're like, how did he get with her? Why is she with that? And it's just people like what they like, and if you say you got your head chopped off when you were a kid, you got to like focus on what you have and maximize all your talents, and because you can't minimize what is wrong with you. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
But you have to maximize what's good about you. It's basically the only dating strategy that will work.
Well, I was interested. The reason I bring it up is because I heard that, and then my response as a regular, not a volcel or an incel, but a guy who fucks and dates was like, why do you care? This is loser shit. Just fucking don't. That woman that you're describing does sound terrible. Don't date her.
Yeah.
Why do you care what she does or thinks? And they're like, well, but she doesn't deserve to be like this. Like, I don't care.
Were you hanging out with some incels?
Yeah.
Also, you were hanging out with your brother, who I would say, because I am volcel, I'm voluntarily in celibate right now.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the opposite of celibacy? Promiscuousness. I think your brother is an involuntary promiscuous.
Yeah, dude.
He
I'm
suffers
a volprom.
You're volprom.
I'm volprom. He's improm.
But you are
Let's fucking go,
you
dude.
are dangerously close to improm. Something.
No,
I would say one of our roommates suffers a little bit from improm.
I'd say
involuntary.
a little bit. I'd say one of our roommates is a fucking a horrible improm. That's really good. Wow, we found a new thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about it while I was at the gym today, working on myself.
Well, as a volprom,
yeah, you're volprom.
I was like, this is loser shit. If this lady is bad, and maybe I don't even think she isn't, then just don't date her. And they're like, but what about what she thinks? And it's like, I don't care what people think. Women, men, they, thems, none of these people matter to. I could give a fuck less. I have other shit to do than care about why people are dating or not dating. I talk to people who I like. Sometimes they fuck me. End of story. But I was like, what does a volcel think of the incel theory? Very good.
It's stupid. It's
yeah.
Why waste your time?
That's my thing is like, as an incel, be angry, sure. But like, channel that anger into getting huge or something. Why are you angry making theories about women that don't help you? Like, let's just say incels are right and alpha widows are a real thing. Okay, what now? What now? You spend all that time figuring that out? What's the next thing that happens?
What do you do?
Do you solve the problem?
Do you talk logically to a woman?
Dude, yeah, do you explain?
It's not gonna happen. Your theories, they don't want to hear your theories.
Are you going to try and explain to her she doesn't deserve a 10? Because people who think they deserve a 10, they're going to just keep trying no matter what you do, okay?
And I do. Let's get to these questions.
Yeah, let's get to these questions. Thank you for answering. It's very good.
That was the Shayne's first question, prioritizing. Let's start off with an easy one from Void. Shayne, what's your favorite type of sword? Mac, do you even sword? I do have a sword. Shayne gave me a sword on my birthday.
That's right.
And it's engraved with a very important phrase that only I know and my Instagram followers know.
Mac has the cavalry saber.
Is that what you have a few weapons?
I do. My favorite weapon is probably my favorite sword. I don't know, man. It's probably just a classic long sword, just one-handed. Maybe a broadsword, or otherwise known as a hand and a half sword.
Am I allowed to go knives?
A heater is another good one.
What's a heater?
It's like it's kind of like a gladius, but for knights.
What's a gladius?
A gladius is a short sword.
What's a short sword?
A short sword is a sword for poking.
Okay.
Which is the way you kill people. Slashing people.
Yeah, they just cut them open. They hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't kill.
Out.
Slashing people doesn't kill people very often. You gotta poke them.
You gotta be like Mercutio and Romeo and Juliet, where he has the
rapier,
because he just pokes the guy through. Oh, he gets poked in the heart.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, my heart got poked. I'm dead now.
yeah. The rapier absolutely fucks. It looks so stupid, and you go, "That's a lame weapon."
So you get poked in the eye.
And then someone just fucking kills you, and you go, "Oh, I'm fucking stabbed. This sucks."
Till the other guy, because you have your giant bastard sword ready to chop someone's head off, and then the guy pokes you through your eye and scrambles your brains, and you're dead. You're like, what happened?
Dude, that happens all the time. Another one is a Polish saber. That actually might be my favorite sword, actually.
I would say my favorite
Polish
sword.
saber is what I change it. Polish saber.
My favorite sword is the diving dagger that scuba divers have that has the CO2 cartridge and the button that when they stab a shark, you push the button and it launches all the CO2 and explodes what is ever at the tip.
That's a very Dune style knife.
That's cool. My favorite.
A lot of people like
sword.
katanas, and I think they're cool,
They're
but
alright.
I think a Polish saber is my guy, actually. I love the way they were, like, made and how crazy they were about them. The Cossacks were awesome. The fucking gave them to their children. They were upset. I don't know. It's very cool.
David Eads says, not a question, but Mac's shout out. I've had a couple questions answered now, and Mac pretty much is the only person to ever get my last name right the first try. Mac is a scholar and gentleman. I mean, David Eads. David. Brianna, have either of you seen anything you enjoyed in theaters recently? I personally saw Everything Everywhere All at Once twice, thoroughly enjoyed it each time. I've heard good things about that. We saw
really good.
the Dragon Ball movie.
We saw the Dragon Ball movie.
And this was my first Dragon Ball experience.
I felt bad because it's kind of mid.
Oh, I was like, hey, I guess it's Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
It's exactly what I expected.
I saw, what are the last three? I've only seen 4 movies in the theater over the last, like, 3 years. I saw The Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking loved it. I saw Top Gun. Fucking loved it. I saw Demon Slayer. One of the best movies I've ever seen in the theater. I cried. I laughed. I fucking fist pumped. I saw Dragon Ball Z. What's one more I saw? Oh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. And that was a really good movie, and I saw it with my ex, and I uncontrollably sobbed. And she was like, what was your favorite part? Yeah. She was like, what was your favorite part? And my favorite part, because I'm a big fucking gay guy, was the dude, like, says something really romantic to the girl that's really tragic and fucking sad. In an alternate reality, they're rich, and in real life, they're very poor. And so the rich versions of them are there, and he's like, in another life, I would have loved to have done laundry with you, basically talking about how he would be poor. But in reality, he actually would have made good on that promise. He would give up being rich to be poor with her, but she wouldn't. And I was really sad, and my ex kind of seemed like, yeah, that was a good part. And I now know, oh, yeah, that was a sign. Yeah,
That is, dudes. Dudes don't acquire money and wealth and power for themselves. They do it for other people.
It's true.
So they'll treat. But if you get a bitch who treats you like a king and you're living in a trailer park, you truly have made it.
Yeah, dude.
Eli Escobar asks, Shayne, how did you cope with Mac when you discovered he was definitely on the path of evil and self-destruction? Self-destruction? I may be evil, but I'm not self-destructing. My brother is showing signs of Macification and feel at any moment he will go full anarchist. Interesting. What is that? I don't feel like anarchy is evil.
I feel like anarchy is like libertarianism, where it's like
it's a rejection of what is established. It's kind of it's not really it's not evil or good. It's like, hey, I'm fucking out. I don't like what's going on.
I need all the children to close their ears right now. I need all the adults to listen up. Anarchy and libertarianism is naive. It's incredibly naive and silly and not real. And you're not living in reality.
When I become a sovereign citizen and live in my own reality in the woods.
When you go out to the woods, how long before you can send me penicillin? How long before you can make a computer?
What are you talking about? I'll die.
I respect it, and I love you.
I will have a hero. You want to die hooked up to a machine? Or you want to die? You want to get eaten by a bear? Or choke on some berries and die with diarrhea.
Is that thing?
That's a man's death.
It's true. Okay, that is one thing about libertarians that the anarchists don't do. You say this kind of shit to a libertarian, and they go, "I'll just fucking die. I guess I don't care." When you tell anarchists, you're like, "How are you going to get medicine to people without truckers?"
We'll have radical, inclusive, neighborness, and you're like, "Shut up!"
Oh my fucking god! And then they just say like, "I would much." There was this one thread of this girl goes. Having all truckers and supply lines and maintaining highways sounds like something I'd rather blow up. And it's like, you need people to create surplus value in order to have supply chains that bring other human beings goods and services. You need medicine. You just do. Fuck you.
So what do you say to this person?
So anyway,
their brother is turning into me.
We're talking about anarchy. We got to stop. Rewind. Mac is evil Mac, but Mac started out as Mormon Mac. So evil Mac is actually kind of normal compared to most people. Though in some ways he is incredibly evil. It depends on what kind of evil path your friend is on. I will say that I grew up surrounded by evil people.
Yeah, like actual.
So I am a guy who's like, listen, if my friends are good to me and they don't rape, what? Oh yeah, so they hurt guys? Who gives a fuck? I'll be listen, is this cancelable? I don't know. If one of my friends just hurts men, they should fight him. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. You're a bad person. You lie, cheat, and steal. Are you good to me? Sometimes I can let it slide.
Are you good to your family and wife?
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, that's how I grew up. Now, I don't necessarily think that now. I wouldn't be friends with someone who was just like a fucking maniac by any means. But Mac is just like a little evil. He's just doing some fucking
I think
a little evil.
I'm probably evil by society's standards. And that's why I reject it.
So I will say it's easy to be friends with Mac, maybe because in comparison to the evil people I've known, I'm like, what, are you doing a little bit of online bullying? What are you fucking being a weird guy? That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, what do you think their brother's up to?
I don't know. That's the thing. If your brother is he's being a real maniac, maybe you do need to kind of take a step back, because I learned personally, even if I can forgive if I can forgive my friends for being truly evil. I've had some bad friends. You know, I have friends in jail or in prison for murder.
But not me.
I personally can forgive them, but that doesn't mean other people can, and that also doesn't mean I should have them be a part of my life. So you gotta think. There's a little bit of nuance going on here.
It's also, it's a personal thing. I'd rather be friends with a guy who killed someone than an incel who's like this old woman. She's 30 and wants to date a 10. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, okay. Why are we talking about this?
Tell me a story about when you killed a guy because he made you angry.
Yeah. Why are you as a man not killing someone right now? Anyway, so I don't know, man. I think Mac's transition was slow enough too that it's like a frog in a boiling pot of water. You know, maybe he really got me, you know. I
would say
also Mac became his most evil, and now he's becoming good again, I think.
It helps. It does help too. You don't have to stay the same person your whole life.
Here's the thing. One day you will admit you were wrong about not staying in Queens because Brooklyn is making you good again.
No.
Yes.
I'm going to move back.
You're more social.
No.
You've met more women.
I'm only improving.
You have more friends.
I'm only improving so I can move back there.
And become more evil. Mac gets more evil when he gets isolated. I've noticed this. I get more good when I get isolated.
All right. Interesting theory.
I have to isolate more. That's why you guys have a lot of 3-person hangouts while I'm in my room recouping and uneviling myself.
You know what? There's the advice. Find out which one of those your brother is.
Mm-hmm.
And either bring him around with your friends or don't bring him around your friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's one of those things where you got to just like... You can't. The problem is everyone always tries to be like, don't do this. And you can't steer a ship by like being like, don't. You got to just kind of steer, like nudge your brother in ways you want him to.
I hope it works out.
But
you got to love him though.
Rejection of government is not evil. That's patriotism.
That's true. I mean, I'll agree with that part.
L Rafters, when are you boys going to go back to streaming on Twitch and maybe all the boys on one stream? Me and Diego have talked about bringing Latino heat to Twitch, playing Fortnite, me and him. So soon.
I will just outright say I was going to start streaming again personally, and I decided I would much rather help my friends in the house. And so we have big plans to stream with a channel that is us as a group.
Yeah, but you're not part of Latino Heat.
I'm not a part of Latino Heat. I am learning Spanish, though.
Yeah, maybe once
I'm mildly fluent, can I be in Latino Heat?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's that one woman. There's a white lady who tweeted. She's like, "I get a few drinks in me, and I start dancing. I feel Latina." And I was like, "You go, girl."
Yeah.
If you feel Latina, we accept you. There's no exclusion for Latinos and Latinas. You can join us.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that. I'm gonna edit that one out.
Okay.
If you're joining us right now, I read a question I wasn't supposed to read
Out loud. That's so funny.
Or I guess I could just censor their name. No,
just censor their name.
No. We'll read it. We'll save it for the Patreon.
Okay.
If you're joining us now,
hello.
I read a question I wasn't supposed to read, and it's on the Patreon only.
That's so funny. We have a few that people are like only on the Patreon.
We just skipped ahead 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Mr. Satan 188.
Nice, good name.
What is that? Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Shayne, when's the new music? I want to hear your screams on more tracks. Mac, when's the next gaming live stream? We just answered that question.
So I just got 2 of the new songs, like the demos for the music, the tracking, and it sounds good, and it's very heavy, and I'm excited, and I'm going to start writing lyrics, and we will be putting out an actual album soon. Within December.
There you go.
Near my birthday, probably.
Heather Loesch. If you had to pick a person for the other person to marry, who would you pick and why? I would pick for you to marry Shoe on Head.
Oh, thank you.
Because she's hot.
Okay.
Basically me. And you need someone. Her politics are more aligned with mine and out there and just crazy. And I feel like I like when couples don't agree on anything. I like a good imbalance in a relationship. That's who I'd pick for you.
Thank you. This is nice. I also think Sean Head is very trad, and I need that. I think who do I pick for you? I pick I'm gonna go to the International Russian Ballet.
All right.
And I'm gonna find the most trad woman who wants to escape from Russia.
Okay.
So she's athletic. She's fun.
Her feet are all fucked up.
And she's going to love you no matter what.
Excellent.
Like I'm gonna find the most unhinged one that's like, I'll kill you if you talk to other women. Never leave me or I'll kill myself.
But
I need to be with you at all times. I want her to stand outside the door when you shower. I think that's what you need.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Mac needs that. Mac needs a woman who's that Mac needs the clingiest, most codependent person humanly possible. You would be so happy. Oh my God, a girl who's literally like, where are you going? And you're like, the bathroom, and she goes, all right, I'll miss you. Like, that's what you need, dude. Yeah.
Bitter Cat Lady, y'all still looking for a housewife? I got you. Yeah, if you want to
send us photos.
If you want to,
of your housework.
Yeah, if you want to set up a sleeping bag next to Chuck's bed
upstairs in the opium den.
We
have no room, dude.
But
can you imagine if one of us had a woman move in with us?
God, I can't even.
I could do it.
We're at full capacity. I don't think you. She could move in, but she'd have to stay in your room.
No, we would hang out.
We're at full capacity in the kitchen and living room. A lot of time.
Everyone would save some money.
Yeah, I bet. Lynn Espinoza. If you could be any animal, real or mythical, what would you be and why? Bigfoot. Because I like Bigfoot. That's why.
Yeah, dude. That fucking rules. If you could be any animal, real or mythological, you'd be Bigfoot because I like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Fuck, you took Bigfoot. That's a good answer. I would be any creature, mythological or real. Dude, I would just be a dragon.
There you go. Why?
It's awesome because I could breathe fire. I could kill everybody. It's just fucking,
serial killer.
I run everything. Yeah. I'd be like, I run this fucking place now.
Serial killer asks, and they always ask these questions. I feel like this is a joke now. Every time I've said, "Don't ask us these stupid,"
they do it. They know what they're doing, and they're angry. Evil.
If you could give each other a superpower, what would you choose the other one? I would give Shayne power that whenever he notices me, I get richer somehow. That's his superpower. Money just appears in my wallet. I don't know. I'd give you ultimate strength.
I would make
I give you Dragon Ball Z powers.
I would
just super strong.
I would make you uncontrollably attracted to men, but as soon as you come, you're straight again.
That sounds like a dream. So I get to nut and then be myself.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't feel any shame of anything I did while horny.
But what about right after?
Oh, that's when you feel the most shame. But then I'd get horny again and be fine.
Yeah.
Now Charlie Freeman asks, now Shayne has left the other podcast we shall not name. Where am I supposed to go to further be radicalized into leftist politics? Hassan Piker doesn't discuss writing books about politicians enough for my liking.
He definitely has to play it safe if he wants to stay making $1 billion and
on
teaching
Twitch.
7th graders how to be socialist.
Not like on a podcast. We can say anything.
I mean, he has a
I think we should blow up the earth. I know I might get canceled for that. I think we should release the super COVID that has an 80% kill rate.
Yeah. My last so I don't know that I'll do another political podcast per se, but I have 2 things I want to do. I am probably going to do a solo show where the idea of the show is not inherently to be funny, whereas this one where like every chance we get to make a joke, we make a joke, right? But on this one, there would be sincere discussions and things, and a lot of that might be political. Then the second show,
catch me never on that.
Yeah, I would never have Mac on that. And then the second show I'm interested in doing is a Dungeons and Dragons style show where I just play Dungeons and Dragons with people who are comics. Ooh. And if it gets popular enough, I'm sure everyone in the world, or so many people are like, I want to see what Bert Kreischer looks like when he plays Dungeons and Dragons. You know, this type of thing. So those are my 2 ideas. Look out for them. I will not be doing them in the near future, but I will be basically when I'm done being a surf bum.
Jessica Erickson coming in with a great question. Mac, how are you feeling about Kanye West lately? I feel great. That's it. Nothing to discuss. I don't see why. Anything?
Yeah.
Why, is there something about Kanye I should know?
I don't know. I don't watch the news anymore. It's beautiful.
You don't watch the news?
Yeah, dude.
For anyone who doesn't know, I guess so Kanye has been saying a bunch of anti-Semitic remarks on podcasts and online, because you could do that on podcasts and you can't get...
You can say anything.
But let's see what's happened. He was on Twitter saying something about he was going to go to DEFCON 3 on Jews when he wakes up, and then
which is crazy. Just do it now, dude.
Yeah, no, he was sleepy. He was a sleepy boy. He was like, when I wake up, and then he tweeted something about the.
He didn't go DEFCON though.
No, because he then tweeted something about the revolution in Iran and was locked out of his Twitter before he woke up.
Oh.
So he's locked out of his Instagram, locked out of his Twitter. He went on some podcasts and said some crazy shit about Jews controlling Hollywood or the music industry or everything.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are saying this is anti-Semitic. I'm not here to talk about this. I've thought about this. And so what I'm seeing is the playbook that happens every single time any celebrity does something crazy. And I don't think this is like a nefarious thing. I think it's just the news latches onto it because the news needs a big thing to happen because it's just to generate advertising revenue for the most eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
So Kanye getting banned from the banks looks bad. It's kind of a weird move. Adidas leaving him losing his mind, whatever. It's a perfect news story because it's palatable to everyone to watch it. And it's not like, hey, look at this crazy guy. Don't worry about what's happening. All the trillions of dollars we're sending to Ukraine. Don't worry about inflation and all the bad things. Because bad news really bums people out, and then they don't want to buy shit on the commercials.
But angry news.
But if someone's popping off racially, especially, and it's hard because normally you can be like, hey, this guy said the N-word, and everyone's like, oh, look at him. Pitchforks and it's hard to get a black guy for that. So when a black guy's being anti-Semitic, then we all get to be like, look at him.
Yeah.
And I also like to think, why? Because Pete Davidson is Jewish and fucking his wife.
Is he Jewish? British?
I don't know, probably.
It's
a comedy.
That's not it.
But really, I think the whole thing is Kanye's losing his mind because his wife left him. He's lost his family. He's lost his mind since his mom died. He's under a tremendous amount of pressure, and also he has fuck you money. He has $1 billion. So he's saying whatever he has. He's just one guy popping off, and all this shit is compounding on it, making him back further than his thing, and everyone's watching it because it sells, and it's so distracting. It's more distracting than what the real shit is. It's not, and I think Kanye misses the point. It's not Jews are controlling it. It's rich people control stuff. Some of them might be whatever religion or race. King. And then rich people.
The first part, not the second part.
Oh, yeah. No, but I'm saying rich people. The real conspiracy is rich people love it when you blame a racial thing instead of the money thing, instead of the class thing.
Rich people's race is rich.
Yes, I was thinking about this too.
They give up their race, they give up their religion, and they give up everything. They're rich. They're different. Kings don't have color. Kings don't. No one cares. Obama was the president, and he was evil. It was like, yeah, it doesn't. He's just him.
Yeah, there comes a certain point where you make so much money, you are no longer your race. You're no longer even your gender. You're no longer all the things that you might identify as. You are just a rich fucking person. You are a billion numbers, and you have all this power. And I think that's the thing is the media, for better or for worse, wants you to focus. They want to sell you that story of like, someone's famous is being racist, and rich people want to be like, look at this racist. And it's like, no, he's saying shit that no one's listening to because it distracts you from all the rich people weird shit that's going on.
Yeah.
So that is my thoughts on that.
I agree with you 100%. My thing also is that when Kanye says bad stuff, when Ben Shapiro says bad stuff, they are attached to a minority group, and this is straight out of the Nazi playbook. Nazis love this shit so much
people.
And it makes them emboldened. Obviously, you can literally see Nazis quote Ben Shapiro in their manifestos when they murder people. You can actually see Nazis in multiple different places publicly being like, Kanye was right, because a lot of people are like, oh, Nazis hate black people. Nazis, a lot of the times they might dislike them, but their interest is being separate. So you don't understand their goals. So they will ally with Ben Shapiro and Kanye if they say the things they want to hear. Because they're like, yeah, well, if Ben Shapiro says fucking that Jews aren't real Jews unless they do the religious stuff, we're with him. Fuck all these Jewish people. He wants to be separate anyway. He's only ever going to marry Jews. I don't care what Ben Shapiro does.
And if rich people, whatever race they are, see people fighting, they're like, yeah, fight over whatever poor people shit.
Whatever poor people shit you're doing. But anyway, my point is that, sure, Kanye's wrong. I also think he's mentally ill.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't listen to him. But that's the point. We don't need to. But the news is like, how bad is Kanye? And it's like, why are you showing us what he's saying? You're helping him be evil. In fact, I genuinely think the news and the people who like amplify his voice are worse than him. Because if you want to go and be like, oh my God, a guy is saying all this anti-Semitic stuff. I know 9 guys on the one train right now saying that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, but no one gives a fuck because the news isn't being like, fucking these 2 guys from the Bronx are saying Jews did 9/11.
That's the other thing is by the way, Jews did do 9/11.
No.
Because if you go look at the top of the Twin Towers, you could see the earth was flat.
Oh no.
No, that is the thing is when they do all those guys are saying that shit, but everybody's like, oh, he's just crazy, and then they ignore him. But then when the media and everything starts canceling, compounding it, then it stokes the flames on both sides and becomes this cyclical news bullshit that and
a lot of people are like, talking about it here is interesting because we can use nuance, but a lot of people message me and are like, Shayne, why didn't you tweet in support of Jewish people when Kanye was being shitty? Like, people will ask me this, and it's like, this is the thing where people are like, why don't
Take a
men
side.
why don't men tweet more when men are bad? Like, would you want me to just tweet don't rape?
I'm like, I don't know
That's
that guy.
a fucking regular opinion, but like that's like that's a baby opinion.
Yeah.
Don't be anti-Semitic. That no fucking shit.
Look.
I'm not going to amplify Kanye's voice. I don't care to like tweet some one-sided fucking baby's first take. Oh, don't be anti-Semitic. Kanye said a bad thing.
Dude.
Like, I'm not going to amplify his voice.
Here's the thing: if Hitler was a Jewish guy, I would be so anti-Semitic towards Hitler. you better believe it. So that is the thing. Nuance here on Cowboy Boys.
That's it. We are nuanced. If Hitler was Jewish, we would be anti-Semitic towards him. What the fuck does that even? I literally don't know what that
makes
means,
sense.
but it kind of makes sense.
Um,
Anyway, yeah, that's the thing. So the real evil people are the news and the people who amplify his voice.
Who controls the news?
Kanye West.
It rhymes with news.
No.
Zebby,
Cruise.
Tom Cruise and the Scientologists.
Okay.
They're the real Jews.
Yeah, that's
what-
right. The Scientologists are secretly the real Jews.
I think-
Jews have been placed by Scientology.
I do think it was funny because people are anti-Semitic and whatever. But then when Kanye was like black, because he was borderline doing like the Dr. Yakub, the Nubian race.
Yeah,
They're like
yeah,
black
yeah,
people
yeah.
are the real Jews. That's when they shut down the signal. They don't want you to know.
I do like the black Israelites
Because
type shit.
I
You're
think-
like, whoa, you're on another level, dude.
This is the last thing I will say on it. Is I do think if they wouldn't have turned off his Twitter and he would have woke up and started saying like crazy, like black people are the real Israelites, then everyone would have ignored it. But they flipped the switch at the perfect time to where he got to be crazy but not explain himself, to where people are like, oh, he's just insane. And
Yeah,
then
if he had said the extra crazy shit, if he had posted the like the wild like aliens came to Earth and and then black people were super scientists and they accidentally created white people as a weapon of mass destruction. Have you heard that one?
yeah, that's Dr. I'm very very familiar with Dr. Yakub.
Yeah. White people as a weapon of mass destruction is so. It's like
Tracks.
It makes it. Here's the thing. There's a part of my brain that goes cool. Like it makes me feel cool. I don't want that. I don't want to feel that
It's the
way.
science
We're all
fiction
just
part.
weird people.
All right, Zebby's Prime. What kind of music have you guys been into lately? I've been listening to a lot of Kanye.
808 Heartbreaks bangs, dude.
It's very fun.
So does College Dropout. Is
And
that the other one?
Yeah, they're all. He's got.
No, he's got like 2 good albums.
No, he's
but-
got 6 back-to-back great albums. That was the thing. If any of those guys on the One Train had a good album, I might listen to them.
Dude, I mean, listen. I think listening to Kanye is not controversial. If people still listen to Michael Jackson, dude,
I don't listen to
Kanye.
Well, one, Michael Jackson didn't do anything. I'm a Michael Jackson believer. Dude, here's the thing. People listen to David Bowie, which has been proven. People listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Anthony Kiedis, in his biography he wrote, was like, yeah, I was fucking a 14-year-old girl who was the sheriff's daughter, and we were doing drugs and running around, and they had a missing persons report on her.
How
And
old was he?
she? Was 14. I don't know. He was doing Red Hot Chili Peppers.
What?
No one talks about it. But anyways, there's so many musicians and people listen to their music, and I'm like, hey, at least my guy, he's got some crazy theories.
I've got 0 guys. My guys are like, well, no, I lied. My guys are like people in hardcore bands that are like, whatever. They're just regular losers, which is good for me.
My music I've been listening to lately is just, I don't know. What am I listening to lately?
I've been listening to the new Lamb of God. It's so fucking good. I'm listening to the Seattle 1989 Metallica live recording, like a lot.
I've been getting into the first 2 albums of Daft Punk a lot.
Dude, listening to Korn, like Issues and Follow the Leader, so fucking good. Been listening to the new Slipknot. It's okay. I need to listen to it a few more times to see what I think. Been listening to a ton of Sleeping Giant. Been listening to a thing called We Set the Signals, Hybrid Theory and Hands. It's like all cover songs of the Linkin Park album Hybrid Theory done in like heavier. Salt the Wound Volume 2, Despair, the new Lorna Shore, Meyer Lore, really good. Anyway.
I would say if I find a cool song, usually I post it on Instagram like a loser.
Backbiter, very good. Blessed by Death.
Tyler Trejo asks, been feeling lost and directionless for a bit now since I entered my mid-20s. I'm in school to be a barber and I play in a hardcore band, but I feel like it's not good enough at times. Any advice for dealing with these feelings and overcoming them? I think that's a very normal feeling for your mid-20s.
Dude, that is bro. Because here's the good news. You're doing it right because you're on schedule.
Yeah.
You should feel like that.
I feel like in your late teens, you're like, I'm a god. I got this. I'm the greatest ever, and I'm going to fucking kill it. And then you start pursuing those things that you're trying to do, and then you just do them for years, and you're kind of like, I wish I was a billionaire by now from selling hot dogs on the street, which is my passion.
Yeah.
But you're not, and you're just a guy doing it. You might be pretty successful, but you're not more successful. And I feel like that is the mid-20s is when I first got into comedy. I was finding like the things I like. I was pursuing them. And then it kind of just starts to wear on you. And I think that feeling is normal until you get to your 30s when you're like, I am doing it. I was and am, and I'm doing it. And I see the progress when I look back. You're still in it when you're in your mid-20s, and it feels like you're banging your head against the wall. Nothing's happening.
I've said this on the podcast before, and I'll say it again really quick. It's the Zen master being like, when you first start doing Zen, the mountains look like mountains. When you're almost enlightened, the mountains are so much more, and they're intricate, and you see every piece of them, and it's this big giant puzzle, and you appreciate them for so many different reasons, and then you become enlightened, and the mountains become mountains again. It's like, you were always doing it. There was never a difference. Life is life. I don't know. When I was in my mid-20s, I felt the same way. Dude, fuck it, man. And then you're just going to get a little older and you go, there's nothing more to life. It's just being happy with my friends, pursuing my passions, and just try to be as fulfilled as you can. Whatever fulfills you. You want family, you want to be in love, you want to take care of your friends, you want to make music. There's nothing else.
What sucks is my only advice is I felt that the whole way through my 20s. It was like, damn. And it was just getting older. It's just putting like,
yeah.
And there was nothing no one could have told me
when
I was 20 that I'd be like, oh, well, thanks, guys. Now it's all fixed. It was just like, you look back and you'll have done it.
Yeah. I front loaded an incredible amount of misery into my life. So by the time I got to 26, I was like, and it's all gravy from here, baby. I was like stoked, dude. So I've been having a pretty good time since 26, outside of the 2 years I went insane.
Here is some advice, I guess. In your early to mid 20s, that's the best time to really do something. Like if you think you want to do something, move out of your city, go like this guy, join barber school, like figure out if you have an itch to do something but you're scared, just fucking do it.
Also cool, keep playing music and having fun, dude. If you literally want to do anything, just go do it.
You still have time to fuck up in your 20s.
You have time to fuck up in your 30s.
I know. But
I'm just saying, I want you to like understand you're doing great, man.
When I say fuck up, you have time to fuck up and find out the things you don't want, because hopefully you do enough things where you're like, this is what I want to do, and you want to be able to find that early. I hate those people when you're like 16 and they're like, I want to be a marine biologist, and then they become a marine biologist when they're like 21.
Yeah,
and you're like, God damn it! And then they're like, I get to live the next 60 years of my life happy because I found the thing I wanted and I get to do it. And it sucks because I don't feel like everyone has the one thing they want to do.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even pick right.
Yeah, that's worse.
I've seen that happen. That's why, and no, I won't do it. I was going to jump on my communism is good horse, but I'll get off of it. Off of it. No, it's good. If you work 4 6-hour days a week at the factory, and then you're just like, yeah, of course, who gives a fuck if I work at the factory? Because it's my free time to do marine biology or porn or streaming or whatever I want.
Don't get me started on porn and its evils.
I actually am with you, bro. I'm out. porn is bad.
I told you it preys on when you're at your weakest and most lonely. It's evil.
I have nothing against you if you're a pornographer, if you're a sex worker. I support you.
Hey,
I
look,
support all workers.
McDonald's preys on me when I'm my most hungry
They
and lonely.
really do. They do prey on you.
You provide a service. I'd rather get my hamburger from a lady on the corner than a big corporate thing. So
Yeah.
if you sell me your tits, I'd like to buy some homegrown titty.
I'm in the
pics.
communist group chat talking about how I think socialism's goal should not be to abolish pornography, but I think sex work abolishment is a good.
Oh, you're gonna get canceled for that.
No, pornography is good.
I'm not gonna explain it and let you explain that. Next question.
Okay.
Cool Arrow. Can we get another Newlywed Show episode referring to your YouTube video? Right? No. That's our old episode podcast. We did the Newlywed Game. Maybe with Mike and Diego also in the mix.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun one.
I don't even remember it.
I did that because I have fun ideas, but then Mac crushed the fun out of me for like a year and a half.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, weird.
Jenna asks, Shayne, what are your reasons for wanting to visit a Basque country? My grandfather emigrated from Vizcaya. That doesn't sound like a real country. Vizcaya? Am I saying that right?
I read, no joke, like 13 different books about the Spanish Civil War and Spanish history and the Spanish resistance against the French during the Napoleonic Wars. Basque country is also really cool because they resisted the Romans and the Carthaginians. So the only European country to have a language that isn't Latin based besides Scandinavia that like resist it. Anyway, they're just hardcore as fuck. They're the home of anarchism and communism. They're very cool. The surfing is great. One of the hottest women I've ever seen in my fucking life lives there. She surfs, and I look at her on Instagram, and I reply to her stories, and she does not reply to me.
What do you say? Hi. My go-to, I just go, hi.
Hello. Are you mad at me?
Yeah.
I reply. She's supposed to serve a video. Go. Are you mad at me? No, I really don't reply. But she is very cool. I have it's one of those like the way you would have a crush on someone you're not even attracted to. She's just so cool. She's a poet and a chess master and plays in surfs. Very sick. Anyway, Basque also has really good surfing, good food, yada yada yada. There's something about it draws me to it.
I don't like to go anywhere where they don't speak English.
They don't even speak Spanish sometimes, so it's going to be a little bit of a navigating issue, but I'll love it.
Jenna also asks, I normally don't do this. If you ask two questions, we only answer one.
Yeah.
But this isn't a question. She also says, Mac, I just want you to know that I find your voice very cathartic while I'm working. And then 2 pink heart emojis.
Oh, so you read it because it's a compliment to you.
Ooh. I would get that a lot. A lot of women are like, don't worry about the time.
Yeah, the one last one and Shayne's out.
No, we started late. I hit record. You don't know the real time. A lot of women.
One more
shut
one
up,
and
shut
Shayne's
up.
out.
A lot of women tell me how much they jack off to my voice.
Dude, I have had
just me.
No, both of us. I've had people send me videos jacking off to our podcast. Men and women. I know.
I don't care if you do it. But don't show me it. I don't want to hear my voice.
Someone we both know sent me a video jacking off listening to our podcast.
Ooh. Was it funny? Was I doing a good bit?
It was not funny.
No, the bit I was doing in the background.
I don't remember. It was back in the day. I think it was like a Dogula. It was during Dogula times.
Jeremy Robertson. This question doesn't count because it's just for me. Mac, what cigarettes will you be smoking during the cigarette marathon trademark? I think I will be smoking Chinese cigarettes.
Yeah, in honor of Chinese New Year.
Sorry, in honor of Chinese New Year.
All right, one more.
Let's see. One more for Shay. I guess I'll just read the next one.
Yeah, just read the next one because we're just going to go down the list on the Patreon.
Ray
Romano.
Ray Yorker. I just have to read ahead, make sure it's not a Patreon only.
Oh, okay. He's reading ahead.
Just listen to the Patreon where Shayne talks about seeing Rambo with his mom. What was your guys' best movie experience with the crowd being really into it? I saw Black Panther with a vast majority of the audience being black, and the revelry among the crowd made the movie that much better. Dude, I missed out. You told me you went and saw.
I was just gonna say, dude, I saw RRR in the theater. It was the best movie going.
There was like a bunch of Indian guys,
dude. Yes, and women just going fucking nuts. It was so good. Oh my god, just people just fucking losing it, throwing shit at the screen at the bad guy and stuff.
See, this is what the establishment doesn't want. They don't want us celebrating each other's races.
Dude, I remember.
They don't, because we get so stoked when people are like, yeah, when you see a black guy being like, being black rules, then you're like, dude, I love that for you. Or when you see an Indian guy or any people being like, yes.
Yeah,
but when the establishment wants you to be like, no, that guy said something bad about you. You're like, what did he say bad about me? They want you to be separated when we all need to be pro each other.
Yeah. No, it's true. That's fair. That's fair.
I did I do remember when we went and saw the Dragon Ball movie, I was getting angry at all the weebs.
Yeah,
trying to do their weeb jokes.
They weren't good.
Ugh.
Another movie going experience besides RRR where everyone's going nuts. By the way, when we did because there's an intermission during RRR because it's like 4 hours long or whatever. During the intermission, all these guys were talking in the bathroom and they said something and I was like, yeah, yo, man, fuck British people. If we were just like, oh, like all together, it was really good.
Yeah, that's fun.
It was really fun. The crowd was like all mid-20s, early 30s, like guys that were just like fucking, dudes being bros. Very cool. Signs was another one.
Oh.
Everyone because I saw it in Utah too. And I think it was a PG-13 scary movie. So it was like all the Mormon teenagers were allowed to see it. And it was like one where it was only PG-13 for like not a crazy reason. So everyone was allowed. Mormons were allowed to see this movie. And of course, Mel Gibson is in it or whatever.
Yeah, Mormons love him.
Yeah, they do. No, they do. And it was like it was a packed theater and just everyone was so scared together. I remember when that alien comes out on like the Mexican news station in that movie, dude.
Wait, he doesn't come out. You can see him the whole time in the bush.
No.
He's standing there. He's just standing there and then you see him move.
We gotta watch that movie
dude,
again,
we should watch Signs again.
It'll scare the fuck out of me. That movie scared me so. Anyway, that part, like everyone in the theater, like a person I never met was like, no, and like touched me. I was like, ah, dude, it was so good, and I was young.
Did you ever see Splice?
No, that movie looks scary though. Is that the one where the lady fucks?
It's
the creature fucks a guy.
So
I did see that.
It's been a while, and I think it was supposed to be a scary movie, but I saw an early screening of it with like a full packed theater, and I think it was one of those where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna film the people being scared," like a super early release. And everyone was watching and we're kind of like, this is boring. And then when the alien lady fucks, who's the actor? He's in the piano.
John Cusack?
No, the pianist.
Oh, Adrian Brody, that's right.
Yeah, Adrian Brody's in it. And when she fucks Adrian Brody, the entire theater started laughing and screaming like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because it's like a creature.
It wasn't scary. It was just like, but it wasn't like laughing like, he was like mocking the movie laughing. I felt like if there was I felt like the people there were like mad that we were laughing at the movie. It was so funny. That movie stunk. It is funny when the entire theater turns on a movie. Like, boo!
I have two more movies that I had a good time in I can think of. I saw the movie 300 in Cedar City, Utah. In the theater was like full of National Guard guys that had just graduated basic training. Damn. And everyone literally was just like the Spartans do the whoo thing, and they did it once, and everyone in the theater did it too, and we were just like screaming, going like people were literally like screaming in the theater. It was really fun, so fucking tough. Like at the end of the movie, people were doing push-ups and shit. It was fucking sick, dude. That was fucking cool. I love when dudes are being dudes. Another really good movie going experience. It's a scary one, and this one actually fucked me up for real. It's a weird memory with my dad. Me and my dad hung out. We rarely get to hang out. We were in LA. I was in my 20s. I was about to move out of the country and go overseas. Me and my dad are hanging out. We're walking around. Someone barked us into a theater. And this was like right before this movie had come out. And no one really knew what it was because it was like an independent movie. Someone barked us into the theater to see a movie. We're like, fuck it, let's get out of the heat or whatever. And we saw a scary movie and we didn't know what it was going to be with this group of people in this small theater, and it was Paranormal Activity.
Whoa.
But we didn't know what it was going to be. So when you don't know and you walk into that movie that's doing something brand new you've never really seen before, I remember the people in the theater were like, literally like, fuck this. Like, people were like, no, dude, this is fucked up. Like, people were for real scared. It was, and when we left, me and my dad were like, it was still daylight out, and me and my dad were just like, Jesus Christ, that was a scary movie. Fuck, man.
That reminds me of, there's the movie Catfish. Did you ever see the trailer for it? The trailer for the movie Catfish, before the TV show or anything, very first thing, there's only one trailer where it was like, it was sold as 100% horror movie.
Yeah.
And it was the trailer was super interesting. And me and my dad saw it. We're like, that looks scary. Let's go see it. And the movie, like 30 minutes in, you're like, it's not a horror movie. It's a movie about like a fat lady who's like, I said I was a hot lady, and then the guy drove out and saw me, and then like interview, and there's nothing scary in it. And me and my dad were so disappointed and hated it so much. I felt like it ruined our relationship a little bit. A movie was so bad. Me and my dad were just like, fuck, this stuff. Like we both got, and we're just like, sometimes you're just like, there's nothing you could even say. We didn't really talk about it other than it sucked, and I'm like, it would have been so much better if we saw a scary thing together.
That's so funny.
And I blame you, Catfish. Fuck you.
It ruined your relationship with your dad.
Who's the director of that movie? Let's look him up. I'm gonna call them out right now.
Yeah, I had to look up the release date of Paranormal Activity. So yeah, I saw it in like 2008 because it released in 2009. Yeah, and I left the country in 2008. Dude, that's fucking nuts.
Ariel Schulman and Harry Juiced, fuck you. And your shitty bait and switch trailer. You said I was going to see a horror movie. Then I watched a boring documentary about an ugly person catfishing someone.
They do that sometimes where they do a movie and you think it's like a fucking, like a thriller, or like there's a lot of action, but all the action was in the trailer, and you're like, damn, dude, you guys fucking suck.
Dude, if I ever meet him, I'm going to punch him in the fucking face.
Should.
I'm not even kidding. I'm still, that's like one of those core memories of just maybe me being angry.
Dude, scary movies are good in the theater. I don't like scary movies, but they're good with people.
I did see Star Wars Episode 1 with my dad, and it was really cool.
I saw Star Wars Episode 1 by myself.
Ooh.
And it really is one of my favorite memories. Maybe not movie memories, but just personally, like, fuck yeah, that was good. I saw Return of the King with my brother Aaron, who I don't really have a crazy relationship with, but the whole movie, him and I were like, I didn't realize he was into it. Very fun. All right, I'm out. No, wait, I got a bunch of stuff to do.
There's one really quick question, and it's a good one to end on, because the next one is Cassie says, I stayed at an Airbnb at the weekend, and there was a vibrator in the drawer on the key ring. We played the game of how much to lick it. None of us did it. What would be your prices? $20.
Yeah, literally. I don't know.
One lick.
Dinner.
It was in a woman's pussy.
Oh no.
Yeah, give me $20. I'll lick dinner. I'll lick a strange vibrator.
The price is pay for my dinner.
There you go.
Dude, wow, I love that both of us immediately were like, almost nothing.
Not nothing.
Will it make you all laugh? Will I get a laugh out of the whole group? Free.
Thank you for listening to the question and answers episode. We do this every now and then on the Patreon. If you would like to hear more of these, get to know more of our actual thoughts, and if you just want to ask questions, interact with us more, visit us at patreon.com/cowboyboys. It's only $5 a month. That's 4 to 5 episodes depending on the month that you get. And yeah, also, if you don't want to buy our Patreon or whatever, if you want to wear a shirt I'm wearing, cowboyboys.store, rate and review our podcast. Do whatever you're doing. Tell your friends. Someone said they told their friend and they love the podcast. Love hearing about that. Thank you so much for all your support. And I don't know how to end it. Yeehaw.